How is it going, everyone? The Trout91 here for a special commentary here today. I've done this for a few years now, all the way back to 2012. You're going to see this for a fifth time. It's what I learned in 2016. So every year, at the end of the year, I kind of do a video about, my summary of the year and what it is that I've learned and try and pass that wisdom on to those who wish to listen to it. And this year is going to be no different. 2016 as a whole, for me at least, was amazing. Just honestly one of the best years of my life, probably. It's definitely going to be up there with one of the best. As you know, I left 2015 in not the greatest of places. It was not a fun year. Didn't really achieve much as a person. Didn't really hang out with the best crowds. Got kind of treated like dirt at times. And there wasn't a lot of positivity in my attitude towards time and everyone involved in that year, really. And there's a lot of people who say that 2016 is a terrible year for some people. Things didn't go right for them. There's a lot of celebrities that unfortunately passed away. We had things like Brexit, Trump get presidency. And no matter where you stand on those fronts, for me as an individual, this year was quite literally amazing. And I know it's a cliche to say, oh, it's a new year, new me. I'm going to really make sure I take this year by the scruff of the neck and make it mine. And that's kind of the attitude I had coming into this year. I really wanted to make a positive difference on my life and make sure that, I got everything I possibly could out of this year after what was quite a terrible year last year. And that's exactly what I did. As you know, I left Gfinity at the end of last year and I started to work in freelancing. So I would commentate, present, do production, editing, and all sorts of bits and bobs in gaming for various companies with various peoples. And I worked with so many different people. I worked in so many different places as well. Went to France for ESWC. I went to Sweden to work with King. I went to Poland to work with Legia Warsaw for this FIFA competition. I went to Spain for my brother's stag do. I went to LA for Call of Duty World Championships. It was one of the biggest landmark things that I've done in gaming so far. Also went to Australia and New Zealand for a holiday with my lovely girlfriend. And right now, I am in Hong Kong. And in a week's time, I'll be heading to China. Assuming nothing went terribly, terribly wrong. I hope it didn't. That'd be really awkward for this video if it did. And, well, if something did go wrong, I apologize that this might be really awkward and hard to listen to. But anyway, let's ignore that and move on to the video, because at least I can leave you with these amazing words that I have to offer for you. I learned a lot about myself as a person. If you haven't quite grasped, what you're like as a person to other people, it's something that you certainly need to kind of get a grasp on so you can help yourself grow and help yourself be more approachable and interactable with other people. I did do this as a tip in one of my previous videos about, how I come across to other people, and I learned how that goes about. And this kind of reflects in that a little bit, is that I know what I'm like now. I know exactly how I feel and work more often than not. I am a bit of an introverted person naturally. That's what I was always like, a bit socially awkward at times, and a bit of a hermit. I like to sit indoors and play games a lot, but I also like to get out and do things. I have this persona of, being the Trout91, which I can turn on at the flick of a button, be someone else almost. But I'm not that way in front of people who I know personally and intimately, close to me, family members, friends. I'm not always that same person. No one really ever gets to see Chris Trout, a lot of the time. But I learned what I'm like. I do get socially drained, and at that point it's hard for me to want to interact with other people. And it's about, making sure I take the time away not to cause a negative impact on other people or affect other people's moods, and make sure that my behavior doesn't influence other people or affect me in a negative way because I'm not feeling great at that one point in time. I've discovered what kind of lifestyle works for me, the freelance lifestyle. It's such a positive way to work for me because I can eat healthy, I can do lots of exercise, I can chill out and do what I want whenever I want, and it's such a freeing experience. I'm the kind of person who loves to work as much as I can and get adequately rewarded for that work, and at the same time take the appropriate amount of rest days to get back into the groove. I've discovered all my talents and what I'm so good at, like being able to hear from other people how much they appreciate my work and how valuable it is to other people was certainly a big motivational booster for the year. And it certainly made me feel like, you know, the time that I spent in the past few years hasn't been wasted on nothing. You know, doing loads of commentating, presenting, production, editing. One big thing I can do is read people pretty well, which I think is great. So many years of interacting with people and observing people and kind of knowing how I work as a person and how that might work in other people as well. I've grown a lot as a person. I bought my own car. That was a big highlight. Like, I was well impressed with myself. Went out, found a car, a really good car. Even if it was secondhand, it was one of the best secondhands you could probably get. Got the insurance, got my own phone, did all that stuff. I matured as a person, became more confident in my individual trade. It was just a positive experience this whole year on how I am as a person. I'm very happy with the kind of guy I've become. Even, like, every year, you will grow as a person, become a little bit better as time goes on. And I feel like this year, I've definitely become a lot better person. Swearing a lot less, which is always positive. Drinking less fizzy drinks and eating a lot less rubbish, which is really, really good. Something that I never thought. Like, I was a fizzy drink addict. I never thought I would see that. It's a big point for 1 point. I've learned who to keep around me. I've learned who's most important in my life. All the friends and family and my lovely girlfriend who I need to keep around me because they're positive impacts on my life. They keep things in good standing, keep me in check, keep me positive. Whereas last year I interacted and hung out with characters who weren't necessarily the most positively influential people in my life. And, you know, a lot of the time I was interacting with people who used me and weren't quite the kind of people I should be spending my time on. I guess I've learned who is worth my time and who is not, and how to go about that in a proper way. And lastly, what goes down must come up. I always say this every year, is even when you're at the bottom of the barrel, things will look up. And at the end of last year, I was certainly at the bottom of my barrel, and this year everything has just come screaming back up. But that's not to say that you don't create your own momentum and your own opportunities. New adventures are always on the horizon. You've just got to be looking for them and ready to take them when they come, which is exactly what I did this year. Lots of positive steps this year. Let me know how your year went on and what you're going to do to improve it for next year. Just keep positive. Keep going. Keep trucking on. And I can guarantee you 2017 is going to be an amazing year for you and me. I hope you're all having a fantastic time. Enjoy yourselves over these next few days. And I'll see you very soon. Peace out.